Hey there, tired pioneers. So, getting a little burnt out on our favorite factory game, eh? Feel like you've run out of things to do or goals to pursue, huh? Well, worry no more, because in this video I bring you 8 ways in which you can spice up your Satisfactory experience and get those creative or destructive, in some cases, juices flowing. So let's get to it, shall we? Hero Shooter Playstyle. First off, we have my first alternate playstyle, and among my favorites, the Hero Shooter Playstyle. To get this to the optimal level of fun, we'll be needing the Just Fly mod to fly around and Weapon Upgrades mod to increase the damage and magazine size of our weapon. Now we can go around one-shotting pretty much any and every creature in the game, including the big radioactive beast and toxic fart catheads. Here you can see me enjoying my crazy experience with Satisfactory as a hero shooter. In fact, you can check out my video linked in the description. One tip: you might want to keep all the loot so you can do what I did and get lots of coupons as your reward at the end. Have fun in this hunting simulator. Deforestation Playstyle. Second on my list is another fun project of mine, which involves using the Super Chainsaw mod, which gives us a buffed up chainsaw with 10 times the clear radius, which allows super fast deforesting action. Many times your inventory will fill up in just 2 or 3 sweeps. So definitely couple this mod with some inventory expansion mods for maximum fun. Entire sections of foliage will get vacuumed up into your pocket dimension in no time, giving you a nice and clean view of the map. I mean, just check out this before and after of my time deforesting the world of Satisfactory. Check the video linked in the description. At the end of this little adventure, you'll probably be left with millions of leaves, which you might want to turn into solid biofuel or even into packaged liquid biofuel just for the fun of it. Though I never did that myself, could be quite an undertaking if you decided to automate that beast. Let me know if you decide to go ahead and do just that. Sky-based playstyle. Now here's another of my little projects that I did, which I'm sure many of you would be able to do a lot better than I ever could. But still, building a base at the top of the game world is a pretty exciting opportunity if one has the motivation to. In this, we'll be moving our base from the ground level of the world to the highest buildable level, beyond which we start taking boundary damage, as you can see in this video of mine. You can check out the whole video on my channel, link in the description, blah blah blah. But I'm sure you want to know what the biggest deal with this would be, right? Well, how does laying down almost 2 kilometers of vertical pipes per line carrying your liquids up to your base in the sky sound? Well, in my case, I cheated by using a mod to turn liquids into gases, but you might want to go a bit more purist and take up the challenge without cheats. You'll also be using a lot of conveyor lifts to move resources around. Now you could get around this by using trains with spiral tracks going up, but I decided to not use trains myself, so I used a lot of conveyor lifts. Remember, the goal here is not just build a couple of things in the sky, but to have a fully functional base producing all the late game parts in the sky. Now again, I didn't go the whole way through, only up to supercomputers and heavy modular frames, but you might want to go all the way through. Also, looks aren't my forte, so what you see here is all I can manage, but you might want to beautify your sky base a little, right? Anyway, check this playstyle out if you're bored. Max heavy modular frame per minute playstyle. Now we venture into territories I haven't personally, so I'd like to see someone try out these just for fun. Really, you could replace heavy modular frames with pretty much anything, say batteries or the late game project parts. But those usually require certain materials that might be a bit of a bottleneck, whereas heavy modular frames only require iron, limestone, and coal, which are plentiful in the game. This playstyle also requires you to pretty much conquer every related node in the game, and possibly make use of a lot of trains to transport tens of thousands of resources around. But it'll be pretty interesting to see the results. How high can you go with the production? How will it feel to see a high tier belt fully saturated with these bad boys? Check it out if you feel like you're up to the task, and let me know in the comments or my community post section. Max power generation playstyle. Now this isn't a new thing, I know. In fact, I've noticed a video on YouTube of someone's build with the max power generation, but I thought I'd include this anyway, since many of us would like to, but probably never get around this monster of a challenge. Here, we're talking max power generation across the whole game, unmodded as far as resources are concerned. This will require you to pretty much maximize the use of resources like uranium and crude oil, and create the max number of nuclear plants and fuel generators. See how far you can get. Minimum power generation playstyle. The opposite of the previous, this is about keeping things running as close as possible to 100% efficiency while also consuming the minimum amount of power. The goal is to get through all tiers of the game and complete all phases of project assembly while using the least amount of power at close to 100% efficiency for all manufacturing processes. This will really get you to plan out the minimum required number of machines for each project assembly phase. Not as epic as the last one, but much more doable since you won't be needing to build 100 nuclear power plants. 100% efficiency playstyle. You could go for 100% efficiency for any particular high tier assembly part to begin with, and then slowly move on to 100% efficiency for everything else. The key here is to hit that 100% for the highest tiers of crafts first and foremost, and then optimize the crap out of your factories in all other areas. Doable, right? After all, efficiency is the name of the game, isn't it? Let's go! Satisfactory Plus modded playstyle. You see, I wanted to keep this list as heavy impact mod free as possible, but no sir, no can do. With Satisfactory Plus being such an awesome and interesting mod, this massive overhaul mod does some amazing stuff, like adding intermediate steps to pretty much every craft in the game right from the first step of processing, that is, going from ore to ingot and everywhere else. It adds byproducts right at the initial stage of processing. I mean, how crazy could you get? Oh, look at that, crust stone is a byproduct. See that? This is the first stage of production in this game. You go from stereotype to crust stereotype, and this already has a byproduct. Wow, amazing stuff, right? It adds biowater to allow you to run your automated biomass power production, and adds molten metal processing and so much more complexity to the base Satisfactory experience that I just had to include this in the list. If you're feeling burned out on the vanilla game, then this will definitely put the spark back in you, with its intoxicatingly designed recipes and a whole new way to play Satisfactory like never before. This is a must play for any Satisfactory player who's finished with what the base game has to offer. Be sure to check this out. And that's it for this video. Check out my videos I mentioned earlier, linked in the description below the video. Be sure to also check out my community post section for any updates on my channel. Like, comment and subscribe if I deserve it.